Yes, you read the title right. I think the 2017 Power Rangers film is great, and I admit it. I love it, actually. So welcome to another movie review. Today we are going to be talking about Power Rangers. The reason is because one, Power Rangers Day coming up. Actually, let me look up that. Power Rangers Day is August 28th. I just looked it up. Not really prepared for this video. Anyways, so it's on the 28th, and I rewatched the 2017 version recently. It's great for what it is, and that's why I love it. So today we're going to be talking about the film, the characters, and just kind of the overall idea that they had for this this universe, I guess. So let's get right into it, guys, shall we? So there's many people that don't like reboots in general. So that's either because you can't replace the originals. Of course you can't. You can't replace a classic, guys. Like you can't do it. Or the reboot doesn't turn out as they thought it would. Those are like two main points of why people don't like reboots. I remember a lot of controversy when they first revealed the suits for the Power Rangers, and not everyone liked how they looked. And the argument was that the whole point of this film was to modernize, in this generation, a Power Rangers film. How do you adapt a Power Rangers film in today's world? I mean, these suits are literally amazing. I mean, just look at them. Like, they're so good looking. I watched a behind the scenes video of like how they went through step by step of like the process of making these suits, and man, oh boy, let me tell you.
The Power Rangers design has like a galaxy or a universe inside their chest. And so we talked with Sean from VFX about how to create that, and we've obviously got markers and trackers to put his CG in, but we also needed to create light that would be emanating from their chest. So we've got these very, very flat pack LED systems that go in the chest plates, and so that's what these blue and green veins are for, is they're to kind of be replaced digitally and will show their energy running through.
These suits are just sexy as hell. Like, I am a sucker for these suits. Call me crazy, but like, guys, come on now. These suits are like, oh my god, they're freaking amazing. Let's not forget about film critics either. The reboot, it gets a lot of hate, and that's because it just didn't live up to people's expectations. You know, when it comes to film critics, most of them are fans, but a good chunk of them aren't fans as well. So I mean, that's another reason. You got the film critics that didn't like the film, and then you got the Power Rangers, like true Power Rangers fans that like, hey, this is not Power Rangers, this is totally something different. So let's get right into it. So the Power Rangers film, obviously it throws our armored heroes into a modern world in a town called Angel Grove. Where have I heard that before?
Grove Street.
But this film doesn't exactly try to copy to come before it, quote unquote replace. It kind of does its own thing, and that's why I like it. Like, it doesn't try to be, it tries to be something else. It's a fresh take. It's a new dawn of, like I said, trying to modernize these Power Rangers, because, you know, back then in the 90s and, you know, early 2000s, you look at the shows and they're kind of like quirky, wacky, you know, hoo-ah, the sounds and the grunting and all that, and the fighting. And that's one of the questions they had when making this film. Okay, how do we bring this into how do we make this movie? So the plot, it's simple, really. It gets pretty much straight to the point. The film starts off with Zordon on planet Earth in the Cenozoic era, if I said that correctly, basically with all the dinosaurs and whatnot. And his Ranger team have fallen, and they have been defeated by Rita Repulsa. So Zordon, with only a little bit of hope left, he needs to get the power coins to a safe place, and basically says, hey, these power coins are for the next generation of Rangers, and pick those who are strong and worthy. Strong and worthy, Thor reference, am I right, guys? Never mind. Skip to the present day in our modern world with our heroes. We are introduced to a troublemaker high schooler, Jason Scott, former football player. I always forget his name. Derek Montgomery. I hope I said his name, Derek, yeah, right, Derek Montgomery, who's also known as Billy in Stranger Things. And funny enough, the Blue Ranger in this film his name is Billy, which is kind of ironic. Is that a coincidence, or is that? I don't fucking know. So yeah, Jason is trying to steal the school's mascot, which is a cow, and the cops come and he ends up in a bad car wreck, and 3 weeks later he's forced to go to detention and he's on house arrest.
You know, I don't think we're ever gonna understand each other. Just when I think you've done the dumbest thing you could possibly do, you find something even dumber and you do it.
Thank you.
Not a good look, Jason. Sorry. This is all in his senior year, by the way, so he's going through a lot right now, guys. So let's kind of cut him some slack, you know. He seems like he's got a good dad, though. I mean, his dad seems to care, right? We meet Billy, finally, and he's getting picked on in detention. He's being bullied because he's the odd one out. This bully is very interesting. I don't remember bullies being like this back in high school or middle school or even elementary, but, you know, that's our bully for this film.
You're a freak. You know that? I've had to watch you play with these for weeks. Are you crazy?
We are also introduced to Kimberly, the Pink Ranger. She's got some drama going on as well. You know, she punched some guy's tooth out and...
You punched his tooth out. They put it back.
She's trying to make up for it. Yikes, I guess. But before that, there's a scene with Billy and Jason. Jason interferes with the bully because the bully is bullying Billy, and Jason steps in for Billy because he doesn't like bullies. There's a lot of bees going around here. I'm trying my best here, guys. Billy likes the idea that Jason is there for him, or, you know, he liked the idea of that he stepped in for him, and he kind of sees a friend in Jason. He asks Jason for help. In return, Billy would give him the car, or lend him a car, or access to a car.
I have to be in my house before 7.
Well, if you come to my house before 7, then I can fix it for you. Oh, I also have a car or access to a car. And if you decide to help me, you can have the car for a few hours.
Billy and Jason go to a minefield. Billy gives Jason the car. This is where we are introduced to Zach and Trini. Now, these two are more of the outsiders of the group, I would say. They're kind of like, don't really go to school much. So the gang finds some treasure, find these round glowing rocks. They have no clue what they are. Each of them get one and are questioning what they are. Minefield security, alarm goes off and they are out of there. They are booking it. They are skedaddling. The next day they wake up feeling strange and they notice they are physically stronger. Jason and Kimberly, they all agree to go back to the minefield.
I feel like we need to go back up there.
And in hopes of search of answers. Luckily, they come across Zach and Trini. They're all there. They're all questioning what the hell happened. So the group tests out their powers and end up jumping across a cliff. Damn it. This scene also reminds me of another scene, but I can't remember what it is. Billy is the last one to jump over. While he is hesitant, he makes it, but then he falls again. So the group goes after him. They find a spaceship in the ground, and they meet Alpha 5.
You're real!
This is where we are introduced to Alpha, and then Big Head Zordon.
Look! It's Zordon!
No disrespect to Zordon, even he hates being a big head.
Must be a way to free me from this wall.
We are finally exposed to the Power Rangers storylines and the whole backstory and what the Power Rangers are and what they do, and they are supposed to be protectors of life and the universe. I mean, how awesome would that be? You know, you find a spaceship and then a big head alien tells you, hey, you're a Power Ranger now. You got to protect the universe. Here's some cool armor for you. I mean, like, how awesome is that?
I knew it! We do get armor. Jason, we get armor. Oh, we get armor.
Well, I guess it's not awesome enough because at all. Like, I'm going back to the thought of, you know, being chosen to fight evil and protect the universe and do it while looking badass. I would be like, hell yeah, let's freaking do this thing. Like, come on, guys. These teenagers don't like the idea of that. They don't like the sounds of that. I think it's too much for them to handle, guys. Let's throw them a bone here.
Feel free to throw us a bone at some point.
Jason, the Red Ranger. Jason thinks for a moment that just maybe, they ended up there for a reason. And that's what he tells them. He tells them that he will be back here at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Fast forward, Jason arrives back, so does everyone else. And there's a look on his face saying, damn, they actually showed up. Thank God. Zordon explains to them that they need to morph in order to get their armor, but they can't. So they gotta train without their armor. So they give us this huge montage scene of them training without armor and them trying to, you know, learn their new fighting sets and fighting with each other and getting used to, I guess, being a Power Ranger now. So But unfortunately, they aren't getting anywhere with their training without morphing. Billy then locates the Zeo crystal, and Rita is on the loose collecting gold, which means the group is running out of time. To boost up the group's motivation, Alpha shows them the Zords, and reckless Zach decides to take one for a spin. So yeah, Zach is kind of like riding one of these Zords and having fun with it, and then crashes it and almost kills the group. And then Jason gets pretty heated about it. Billy steps in because they are fighting, and Billy doesn't like that they are fighting because, you know, he's kind of the heart of the team. You know, he wants to keep everyone together, keep everyone intact. And in doing so, initiating this act, he morphs into his suit, and everyone stops and is like, whoa, hold up here. And then Zach tries to go and touch his armor for whatever reason, and then the suit evaporates. Zordon tries to kick them out, but then they're like, hey, no, don't kick us out. Billy just morphed. Zordon's like, yo, show me that you morphed, bro. He can't do it. They all go home and sad, and they all get kicked out, and better luck next time. When the group is heading out, Zach asks them if they want to go to a camp out. You know, kind of invite the group over and talk. This is actually one of my favorite scenes. It's more of a heart-to-heart scene, which I like, you know, because the group starts finally opening up to each other, and this is kind of where they start connecting and learning more about each other and their past, and, you know, how they got where they are and such and such. So skip to Rita visiting Trini's house, and gotta say, guys, Rita's kind of a little sus here.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? She asks Trini where the Zeo crystal is. You know, she says she doesn't know, and Rita believes her, shockingly. Now we got a problem. Trini gathers up the group and tells them that shit just got real and that Rita visited my house and almost tried to kill me. With only a little bit of time left, they decide to go and hunt down Rita at the docks, and they get their asses handed to them. Now Rita has all of them tied up, and she's asking them where the crystal is, because if they don't tell her, she's gonna kill them. So Billy, being the heart of this group, of this film, tells Rita where the crystal is, and it's a Krispy Kreme, guys.
It's a Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme. This is a special place.
Very special.
It's you know, it's a donut shop. It's pretty good. Don't eat too much sugar. She says thank you for being an idiot. She kills Billy. She actually does kill Billy. It's just crazy because obviously we all know that they're not gonna kill off Billy. You're not killing off the Blue Ranger that quickly in the film. But she actually managed to kill him, and it's actually insane. This is a wake-up call for the group. They're in shock, you know? They feel like they have failed, and this is a big realization of what it means to be a Power Ranger for them. So they bring Billy back to the ship and show Zordon that Rita, you know, killed Billy, and there's a moment where the group admits that they screwed up big time, and Jason especially admits that he was always angry all the time, was kind of heated. He's sorry for pushing the group that hard.
I'm sorry, guys. He's dead because of me.
It was all of us.
No, I pushed it. And as usual, I made the wrong decision. Out of fear, anger.
Especially with that fight with Zach. That was just all Jason's anger, and you know, and that's backed up with the reason of him being in detention and having to finish his senior year like this. It's a lot of pressure for a teenager. There's a point in this scene where Zordon has the chance to step through the morphing grid in order to get back into his body, but instead he puts that energy back into Billy, and then Billy comes back to life. And the group is very thankful for this, especially Jason, because he was the first one to talk to Billy. He was the first one to step in for Billy, and Billy, you know, Billy and Jason have this really like small connection in this film. So it's always blue and red. It's always blue and red. And guys, this is where they become a team finally.
It's morphin' time.
He said it! He said it!
So they are able to finally morph, and guys, oh my god, this scene right here is literally amazing. I mean, from the music to the flashing and to the way the suit morphs onto their skin is so cool. Like, oh my god, it's so cool. I mean, everything from the music to the shots, it's just beautiful. It's pure cinema. I don't care what anyone says. I love this shot. I love this scene right here. It's amazing. Now, guys, this is where the movie kind of, for me, it's going, you know, it's riding smoothly, and then it kind of hits a crack, but it goes back up. But that little crack, it does a lot. This is where the end battle happens, and this is where this is where we spend the last minutes of the film. The end battle could be better, but for what it is, it's good. But I feel like it could be better. Now let me explain. So first off, we have the Power Rangers. You know, we actually get to see them fight in the suits. They're fighting the putties. They're working together. And Rita and Goldar are on the loose to Angel Grove, and they're gonna destroy the whole city, and she's gonna get the crystal. They gotta go stop her, so they get in the Zords. You know, so we have this cool seeing of them in the Zords finally. They're all getting used to it. They think that they're winning. They all get cornered up eventually. It's just another like heart-to-heart moment-ish, you know, all hope is dead, and they all think they're about to die. There's fire, there's chaos, there's explosions going around, and everyone's panicking. They all think they're about to die, right? They all fall into this pit of fire, lava, whatever. And then the suits, the Zords, they morph to the Megazord. The Megazord is born, tumble at first, but realize that they gotta move together in order to win, to move as one.
We all have to move together.
They defeat Goldar, and Rita's pretty upset about it, and she explains to them that I'm not the only one that's gonna come for the crystal, and then she tries to attack the Rangers. Psych! She gets pimp slapped to space and to the moon. The Rangers, they save Angel Grove, and everyone's happy. Everyone saved the day. The Rangers are now known to the public. The Rangers return to their lives, and you know, in school and whatnot. They return their power. Well, Jason. I don't know if the other Rangers kept their coins or whatnot. I mean, it only shows him. But yeah, basically, Jason says, you know, he'll come back for it when it's needed. The end, guys. That's pretty much a Power Rangers film. Now, this film it's not perfect, obviously. No film is without its flaws, I will say, but the potential this movie had was, I mean, it was there. I mean, they obviously had the vision. Even the credit scene, it teases Tommy, you know, the Green Ranger. When I first saw this in theaters, I was like, no freaking way, they're about to do the Green Ranger in the sequel. Like, that's awesome. I literally cannot wait to see that. Unfortunately, this movie only made 142.5 million in the box office, so that's not a lot. It totally bombed. It had a $100 million budget, so I mean, it's really sad to see such a great film go down like this. Now, let's say that this film, you know, still bombed and whatnot, but if they went ahead and made the sequel, I mean, the sequel could have been so much better, and you know, they could have learned from their mistakes. But sadly, Saban, the owner of Power Rangers, had to hand over the rights to Hasbro, and so now Hasbro has the rights to Power Rangers, and I believe they are in the works of making another reboot, or they're gonna continue this universe. I'm not sure exactly. How many more times do we have to go through reboots? I mean, it's so unnecessary sometimes. You know, you have your first film, and then you just dump it in the trash, really. So yeah, Hasbro, I don't know what they plan to do with the Power Rangers going forward. I really hope they somehow continue this universe. I mean, even the actor Derek Montgomery says that they are working on a different one, but they aren't included in it. So I mean, that kind of sucks, right? You get to work on a Power Rangers film, and then they're gonna make a new one without you. I mean, I'm sure they understand the business point of view, but I mean, why? You know, and everyone that worked on the film, everyone who worked on, you know, making the suits come to life, or casting, and you know, the set design. I mean, filmmaking is a big process in itself. For it to just, okay, guys, we're gonna do another universe, we're gonna do another reboot, but you know, I think that's where they kind of messed up. You know, they had the idea of building an expanded universe in this one film when they should have just treated it as one film. And if it was a good film, if it turned out better at the box office, is what I meant, they could have explored the questions of, okay, yeah, maybe we can turn this into a cinematic universe. And that's another thing with this film generation, I guess, in the Hollywood blockbuster industry. Everyone's trying to do their own cinematic universe, and you know, that's cool and all. That's a lot of planning, and that's a lot of timing you have to put in. You really have to have committed people when doing so. I mean, you really got Marvel, you know, back in 2008. It all started with Iron Man, obviously, and they planned all this. You know, they had planned all their phases beforehand. You know, they had a vision, they had an idea, they had a goal, a set. How do we get there? Okay, let's build our way slowly but surely. And obviously, you know, the MCU in general, it's definitely a point in, I guess, history, a point in the industry where we'll look back on and be like, wow, they really did that. They really took their time to build something that we've never really seen before. Well, I guess a general audience hasn't seen before. That's what every other studio is trying to do. You really got to have the right people on board in order to build a cinematic universe. I mean, if you look at WB right now, they can't even get their Flash movie out because of Ezra Miller, you know, doing all these crazy acts and whatnot. Oh boy. But I don't really know, guys. I have a little bit of hope for Power Rangers. I don't know what they're gonna do. I hope they somehow redeem this movie. And it's just crazy. Is the goal in mind to make a better Power Rangers film? Is that what they're gonna go for? Are they gonna try to make something better than this? Like, it just feels tiring sometimes, you know? You get used to one film, one set of cast, you know, you get attached to those characters, and then you have to restart something else. Like, does anyone else feel like that? It's so tiring. I mean, they're doing that for Transformers. I mean, do we need more Transformer movies, really? I mean, it's starting to get to the point with Power Rangers, like, do we need more Power Rangers movies, but do we need them to be reboots? You had one good film. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't trash, but it was something to learn from, and now they're gonna reboot their whole thing. And that's obviously, yes, because the box office, and, you know, they had to do the rights and all that, and that's understandable, but it's unfortunate. So anyways, guys, that's my review. Those are my thoughts on 2017's Power Rangers film. Do you guys like the movie? Have you guys seen it? What do you guys think? Are any of you Power Rangers fans? Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.